Hi, today we're going to be practicing letter G in 2-point perspective, and also hopefully if we have enough time we'll do 1-point perspective at the same time. So before you start any design, make sure that there's a reason that you want to do 2-point perspective, 1-point perspective. You got to decide which letter that you design would be better with 1-point or 2-point perspective, 3-point perspective also. So there's a certain letters that it looks better with 1-point, 2-point, and 3-point, and some letters that you should avoid doing 3 points. We're going to be talking about that later in different lesson. And so like usual, what you want to do is you got to decide which angle you want to do when you are doing the 2-point perspective. 1-point perspective, you don't have to worry much about that, because whether your vanishing point is on the left side, right side, on the center, you have no change on front view of your G letter. Okay. But if you are doing the 2-point perspective, you gotta decide which angle you want to do. You want to have the letter G on the right side or left side. It all changes. Also during the video, pay attention to how this part round up. So basically what you see here is you have another letter at the end that shows perfectly how this angle should be, right? So as you practice more and more, what's going to happen is in your head, you have this letter that you can see through, right? That's a special space relation that you keep building, and then you will be able to see these things. So you can just naturally start drawing the end more easily and comfortably. So just like other practice, you gotta start designing what kind of fonts you want to do. So you want to do 3 boxes, right? So like many other letters, whenever you are doing something curved, you always start with oval shape or circle, right? So how you want to achieve, right? So if you have a O, so where you want to cut, depending on how you cut the letters, your design will change, right? So you want to do the 3 by 5 boxes, right? Or do you want to extend to the 4, and then you want to have a little bit more rounder G design, right? And in this case, you can go much more inside, and then you can come around, right? So in this case, we have a 4 by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, wait a second. 6. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can more comfortably space out. So that means I extend this one into 4, and then to the 6 box. All right. So these gives this perfectly boxes, right? So you don't have to worry about spacing in this middle like this. So that's why in here I picked 4 by 6, right? So once you decide which design you want to do, and next thing you want to do is make sure that you have a paper prepared with the vanishing lines and other things that you needed to draw, right? So horizon line, it always starts with, and then after that you want to decide which angle you want to do, right? You want to do this angle. So while you are drawing it, I'll just use the half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? And I need one more. to have a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And to the vanishing point, because this is a 2-point perspective. Right? And I can make the 4 boxes, right? 4 columns, I should say. And this is a center line. So you seek the center line here, and then from there you connect it to over here, and then that gives the exact column. And if I find the center from there, and then you have 1 column, 2, 3, and 4, so proportionally corrected way, right? And then you connect this. So we've been repeating this same routine multiple times. So at some point you can do it without, but always make sure that you are doing proportionally, so your design looks better. Okay. So let's create the inside circle first, right? So this is a center, so you go. So remember, always this part is much more extended, right? And loose, right? And that's the part. So you need to understand time to time when you do these designs, I feel like the angle feels wrong. As long as you follow the rule, it is fine. You just feel like, I'm doing it wrong, right? Don't worry about that. And thing is, you can always fix, right? All right, so middle, right? So let's make this one a little bit wider. Okay, all right, now, so this will be the line that ends. If I connect this corner to here, then I can make the line that ends. So you can use that. So that's your taste. You want to extend a little bit more to here, then that's different design there, right? So decide you like this way, and which looks better. So that's your call. So connect this line here and vanishing line, right? And then good. So that's a center line. Then this one goes there. Then this one stops there. Now I'm gonna stop it there. Right. So there's a G. So after that, make sure that using the edges of the circle, connect. And then edges, connect. That one. Then you stop because it blocks there. And same thing. You do not extend beyond this point because it's blocks and you're not going to see that. And here. And it's going to keep going, but I'm not going to do that for now because depending on how thick that I want this to be, it's going to all change. Right? So you just follow this and then you decide how further you want that to go, right? But if you want to make it more accurate, then what do you need to do? You create this. This is this line. Go up. So I'm drawing the one that shows on the back. See that line? And from there, it goes up. So this is the back platform, right? So it goes like that, right? And then from down, right? Assuming that's where this is about the center, right? Then goes down to over there, right? So this is the parts that meets here. So that's where it ends. Well, then let's calculate this. If I go there, right? And then there's a center line going there, then this should stop where? Right? About there. So actually, you're not going to see much. So from there, it's going to have empty parts that blocks, right? So same thing, you want to show it inside, then you can bring this whole thing in so you can show, right? But this time it's cut it. So I'm just going to go around. Then circle back, right? And then that will be the end, right? So if you are using the light source coming from there, right? Then this will be naturally getting darker. Right, and this will get darker. Oh, we forgot one thing. So we forgot the line there. I think there's a video that the M 3-point perspective M I did, I missed the part, and at some point I made a mistake, so I'm gonna go back and then redesign that too. And naturally it goes around. So bring the previous samples right here, go around, block, right? So let's do the other side. So if you bring the line there, right, let's make it higher, right? So we're gonna make it a little bit smaller. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's go over there, and there, right? I'm not gonna go all the way, because once you know what to do, you don't really need to bring the line all the way, as long as you align to the vanishing point, right? So I keep aligning. There we go. Right. Now, let's say I'm gonna make it a little bit thinner. So I'm gonna go this way, right? And creating the column. So that's a column 1. And if I extended this, that's a column, second column. But if I divide that into 2 different parts, then I have a third and fourth, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. So keep that in your mind. This is how it shows on the back, right? This part. So same routine that we did the previous one. So this is a middle point, middle, right? So what you need to do is connect them. Again, this part feels more squeezed, right? And this goes round, and then connect it to the bottom here, and then this one, small few rows, right? And then this is the end, and then this part I'm just gonna do this time straight, so we can create a little bit of variation. And again, see, it gets naturally thinner than the parts that's closer to you. So sometimes it feels like something is not right, but don't worry about that. You're correct. Okay. All right. And then what do you need to do? Again, connect the bottom here. And that part continues. Right. And the edges. Right. So again, so it's going to be something like that, right? It's a repetition of that. But if you want to be accurate, what do you need to do? You just follow the same routine that you create a box on the background, right? Just like that. And here, right? And then here. That's the line. So center line, let's say, right? And then it goes like that, right? And then it comes down like that, right? So that's the parts that you need to remember. So this corner we forgot to do it, right? So that will be the bottom parts that's gonna show, right? See how different it looks when you thin this out rather than making it wider. So that's a completely different feel, right? So even from here to there. So that's the things that you have to always keep that in your mind. What kind of angle that will represent your idea the best, right? And this is the edge, right? And then if I shade a little bit, it gets much more easier. Of course, the light source is here. And then, yeah, let me block this, so it's easier to shade, right? Right. And the same thing, because this is going this way, I'm gonna go to the better position I'm more comfortable with. So whenever you are shading your drawing, get to the best possible position you can shade better, right? So I think positioning the hand is really important too. If you try to do it like that, that's going to be very difficult to shade something. So always get to the best position and then shade. Okay. So make sure that consider what kind of design you want to do first, and then go for that. Right? Okay, I'll see you in different video.